I think the things we talk about every week, we got to take care of the ball. We had that critical interception. They turned it into 7 points, and that ends up being kind of the flip of the game right there. And against a really good team on the road at their place, just the margin of error is so tight, especially in the NFL in general. But when you're playing an excellent team like the Eagles, we have to find a way to have that consistency all the way throughout. And that's our pursuit. That's what we're after, is to try to find a way to continue to take care of the ball and make our plays, and of course, the Eagles had another great day rushing the ball, which ended up, the time of possession ended up kind of them controlling it in that regard. So it's something, again, that we just have to continue to look at and try to shore up.
Were you told anything about the lack of a challenge on that ruled incompletion by X?
I was not.
Were you surprised that they didn't at least have New York take a look at it?
I thought that would have been the protocol, but, the ball moved around a little bit. I think we saw that, the officials saw it. We saw it on the sideline. We just thought it was close. So, but again, they'll have to look at it and go from there.
Xavier's got to catch that, right?
Absolutely. That's a big play we're counting on. And, he'd be the first one to tell you he's got to make that play. And Bryce steps up, makes a beautiful throw, in the situation, had the coverage we wanted, all that. And so those are the plays that we just got to find a way to make, for us to get back on the winning column.
I know you're a guy that if there's a player out in the field, he has to make plays, but he did have that hit early on in the game when the blue tent. What did you hear back about that blue tent visit and then, the decision to play him the rest of the game?
They evaluated him for a concussion. He cleared all the necessary protocols, so they were very cautious with that and felt like he could get back out there, and he did. He got back out and played, made a critical catch on a third down, to keep us alive there, and would have loved to see him make that play.
What's your message to him? I know he's a young player. I know this is fresh, but he's had a couple of intercepted catches that he would come out on the winning end of. How do you kind of talk him through that and make sure his confidence doesn't take a hit?
Just we're counting on him, just go right to it and just let him know you're a huge part of what we're doing here, and playing the X position, it's you get targets, and you get a lot of opportunities over there, and so just making the most of those. But full confidence in Xavier to continue to just take steps, and these are all things that we take and we learn and we grow, and I truly believe we'll be in high stakes games someday, playing against great players, great teams, and we're going to have to make those plays, to become the team we want to become.
You were pretty aggressive on fourth down, a couple of fourth and shorts. Was that just your game plan going in, or you didn't want to settle for field goals? What was on that?
Yeah, just knowing we were playing a really good offense, playing a really good team, trying to be aggressive in those areas, where we could potentially be in those fourth and manageables to try to make some of those happen and steal a possession. We felt like they were going to be able to run the ball, with some success, and we thought that if we could steal a possession or two here or there to keep us out there, to give us a chance to score points. So that was kind of the thought going in.
What did you learn about Jonathan Brooks?
They're still gathering a bunch of information. We do know that it's something going on, some pain in his knee. We're going to have to do a bunch more imaging before we can make a declaration on what's happening there.
When you see him go down on a non-contact play, do you fear that it's that ACL?
It certainly was scary for him, scary for all of us, But again, we'll collect all the information and we'll give you more as we figure that out.
Just another day for Bryce, stacking days, getting better and better. What did you learn from him this time?
Yeah, just making plays. Again, another day of being decisive. There was a nice throwaway and field goal range early on, where he kind of, the concept was covered and he made a quick decision and was able to get us to where we could get, a little bit closer in that one. And then just extending plays. There were some great effort plays by Bryce today, just getting out of, rushers or different things that were happening in the pocket, keeping his eyes down the field and finding throws. So, again, just the operation and all that stuff was great. I can do a better job of getting him plays in a little bit sooner. On a couple of those, I had to take a timeout. Those are things where I can just, if I'm between two plays, just go with his order. We know he loves certain plays. Just give it to him quicker, and we can operate there.
Dave, I know you and Scott and a lot of the leaders in the coaching staff aren't about the outside noise, but you guys were heavy underdogs in this game. On paper, there weren't a lot of predictions your way by us or anybody else. For you guys to come within 6 points, I know there's no moral victories or whatever, but you guys competed at
It's our expectation. Our expectation is it's going to come down to the finish, which it has, now for weeks. And we're not going to back off of that expectation. We need to find a way to win these games, find a way to close it out, And so that for us, it's always about us. It's about making our tackles, making our catches. It's about taking care of the ball. It's about making our kicks, all the things that we can control. If we can control the controllables, the plays that are supposed to be made, then it'll give us a lot more success. And that has to be the mentality of the group, okay, yes, guys, we're going to be in these games. Let's find a way to finish, and that's the urgency that we have as a group.
Injuries, JC.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at JC's groin right now. Raheem Blackshear had an injury to his chest. He was taken for more information, and he's heading back. He'll be traveling back with us. But they were looking at him. They had to be very serious when there's some type of a chest injury. That take all the precautions. Yeah, and so he's coming back to us right now, and we'll get more information once he's here.
You know if it's like a lung situation?
I don't know that. I don't know the specifics of it.
Dave, just to Mike's point, how frustrating, on one hand, I'm assuming you're encouraged by these last 3 weeks, but then to fall short in all three, how do you kind of balance your emotions in the locker room?
It's extremely frustrating, and I think that when it's so clear that we just have to make the plays that are there for us to make, then it becomes easy for me to just talk about that part of it, and the expectation, like I alluded to earlier, is the expectation is we're going to be in these games ahead or real close to it, and we need to find a way to finish, and we need to find a way to just continue to play right, do right longer than the opponent. When the opponents continue to find ways to make their plays, that's the hardest part, but there's no mysteries, so it's something clear that I can point to and challenge the group with.
When you guys broke the huddle for that throw to Xavier, did you see the coverage? You're like, oh, this is going to be there, and then Bryce releases it. Were you thinking this is just what we were looking for?
Yeah, and it's a tribute to Bryce. It was Bryce having a play call with an option if you got a certain look, and he did all that. Came out of the huddle, saw it, did all of it, executed it, bought time, made the throw. And so it was a great collective effort to make that happen in a critical situation.
Dave, the challenge, you haven't challenged a lot of plays. What's the conversation with George when you guys are on the goal line? I mean, you did get a touchdown the next play.
Yeah.
To potentially burn a timeout, that you had 17 minutes left in the game, to burn 2 timeouts in the same drive, even if you are scoring. What was the thought process there?
Yeah, this is a really stout defense up front, and so we thought with an opportunity, it looked visually like he got in from there. There wasn't enough information for them to reverse the call in that situation, but for me, it was like, if we have a chance to get this into the end zone right now, then let's do that. And so that was what was behind that decision. But again, I would certainly love to have had another timeout there at the end, kind of slowed things down, regroup. It would have been nice to have it. We love having our timeouts in those situations. But when you got an opportunity and it looks pretty clear, I thought it was worth challenging.